Okay guys, I'm expecting the next move for Bitcoin in about 24 hours. Yes, I do believe it's to the downside, and I'm expecting the next major move, a big drop for Bitcoin in less than 5 days. I'm going to cover this in detail. I'm going to give you price targets as well. Guys, if you appreciate this content, make sure you hit the like button. If you'll be notified of future videos, make sure you subscribe, take notification bell. Now, I hope you watch this all the way through. This is a lot of important information. Not only am I giving you price targets, I'm going to show you why I think downside is more likely. It does not matter if you're a bear or bull, okay? If you happen to be a bear, you're probably sipping on champagne right now. If you've been following me for the past 10 days, you're probably sipping on Dom Perignon. And if you're a bull, you know, sit back, relax, and enjoy your juice box. But listen to what I have to say, okay? So the last video I put up, this was on April 1st. I said if we push up, actually listen to what I said. If we push up, guys, depending when you make contact, if we push up today, I'm going in on a heavy short around 47,215. And I said this line, and when we hit it, the perfect point too short. We hit that line and got rejected. This is the C1 chart. Let's see here. So you can see this point right here. This is where I was talking about. We hit it and got rejected. So you had a perfect short. We came down a total of 3.24%. Now I stayed in this short. I did not expect this liquid up, but I did get stopped out. But I was able to re-enter here. I'm going to show you this as well. And guys, I've been talking about this. I've been telling you that this white line right here is going to be a lot of resistance. That we're going to be topped out here. I see a lot of YouTubers now talking about, you know, put a trend line here. But they just have a trend line, so they think, oh, as soon as we break above this trend line, we're going to go higher. Guys, this is a structure I created. This is a fib channel chart that I created this based on like 4 years of data going back, probably further. And I know every time we hit one of these lines, we get hell of a retrace. And I went into detail in a video previously, and we had like a 25% drop, 50% drop, 28% drop. This right here was a 50% drop. And I'm telling you, this isn't just a trend line. This is a fib channel line in a larger structure that tells me this is a top to come down. And this does tie into the stock market as well. So I'm going to go into detail and show you. And we're going to come back to this in just a minute. But I do want to show you how this played out. This was published on March 26th. I told everyone, if you watch the past 10 videos I put up, I said every time you hit this white line short, you see how this played out. This published chart cannot be edited. You see we rejected, 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 rejected. We did get a wick above it. Guys, that's why I tell you to stop loss. So if you do get stopped out, you can catch the next point to put in a short. I'll show you how that played out as well. If you do subscribe to my charts, you get access to my Twitter. By the way, if you want to access all of my live charts, you can on my website. It's pinned in the first comment and description. And if you use my Big affiliate link, it's also pinned in the first comment description as well. So this was, you know, this is the video I was just referencing. And we pushed up and we got rejected, you know, right here at this line I told you to short. And you can see we came down. We started coming down, and I showed you how far we dropped. And I'll show you this chart as well. I published a chart showing what I'm expecting. This is what I'm talking about. Within 24 hours, I expect to move more likely to the downside. We're going to cover that. This is how it was playing out. And guys, this chart, this resistance and the support level was here way before price got to it. Instead of price pushes up, your resistance is 46,691 right here, and your support was down here. And they even made another tweet saying, "Let's see, target hit. We pushed up, we hit that point, right?" And I said, if we break below red line on C1BD, your next target is white line below, talking about this line down here. Now, we did get a fake out to the upside, all right? So that does happen. It was a bull trap. It was a short squeeze. So we're above the white line, next daily candle open in 1 hour, 38 minutes, expecting us to come back below that white line. And yes, you know, we were in a short from up here. We got stopped out. But the point of using a stop, you get stopped out. I made another tweet. Said same resistance level hit on all three charts. So it said this is an ideal point to short. We hit resistance on the C1 chart to the tick, 47,467. On the C1BG, 47,465. And this ring I talked about in the previous video, if we push up, you get rejected. So we're going to cover that as well. And you can see right here, we started coming down from this point. So guys, when you get access to the charts, you also get access to our Discord and Twitter. It takes a while to put up a video, so I make a tweet, say, hey, this is your point to short, and you can see how much we came down. I mean, this was just one hell of a wick. So again, if you do subscribe, you will get notifications, you know, instantly. When I see something, I'll let you guys know, and it got nasty. I mean, look at that wick. All right, guys, so let's go through these charts. I'm going to show you when I expect this move to happen and why. And by the way, as I showed you in those tweets, this is where we hit, got rejected perfectly. This is where I told you to short in the last video, which we would have done good if we took profit. I wanted to stay in for the longer the longer run. But again, exchanges will send price up to liquidate you. That's why I say always use the stop loss, guys. Always use the stop loss. So this is the C1 chart. I will come back and give you price targets. Just want to show how these played out. So this plays out for a bit, but notice right here where we get topped out at this line. This is actually a purple line. It's a fib channel line. I just have it outlined with white so you can see it. But watch what happens on the published version. Again, published charts can't be edited. This is published on February 5th, so it goes a bit. But let me show you how this played out. It goes on for, I have it on the 3 hour here. But look what happens. You can see right here. Right here, we hit this to the tick. This line was here way before price got to it. And people talk about moving averages and all of this, but notice this blue line was here way before price got to it. Rejected, 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 rejected. We got a fake out. I just so happened to have a line right here where we got rejected. Again, I have all of your price targets, all of your support and resistance levels already mapped out. And again, this is kind of showing you the pattern we're in and what to expect. So if we go back to this chart, guys, so this right here, this is where we got rejected. The C1 BG chart is the pattern that I'm going to show you we're in, where I expect a break within the next 24 hours. This is it right here, the C1 BG. So you can see, you know, this line has been here way before price got to it. So the pattern we're in right now is this. This is your support, right? This was your resistance. We came down. Yes, we did come down. Notice we hit this purple line right here, perfect support, and we push back up, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, support. So the pattern we're currently in right now is on the C1 BG chart, and look right here where we got a perfect rejection. Again, when you have 3 charts in confluence, that's why I made that tweet. Even though we broke to the upside, I knew that this was potentially going to be a fake out to come back down. I mean, we literally hit that to the dollar and came down. And when I have 3 charts in confluence where we get rejected, that's likely a point to put in your short. So this was just a fake out. And then I said your support was right here, and we pushed up from this point. So again, as far as the current pattern we're in, I believe this is the pattern we're in, and our break is going to be in less than, you know, out here at the apex is 1 day and 12 hours. We're going to break before that point. I think it's more likely we break in probably less than 24 hours. And my bias is to the downside, and I'll show you why this is the case. This is a published version of this C1 BG chart, just to show you that these lines have been here before price got to it. This is published on March 9th. I'm going to hit play. It goes for a bit. See that there's that line right there, this purple line that we're getting rejected. Hit play again. And you can see right there, just to show you, we hit it, got rejected, came down, found support again. So that's the pattern we're in currently. So I believe within the next less than 24 hours, you're going to break out of this pattern. My bias is to the downside, and again, I will give you price targets. This here is the C1 chart, and this is what I was showing you. This is what I believe is going to play out. We're getting close to this point. This is published on April 2nd. And watch how price is falling. These bars right here were just copied from back here. I'm going to hit play and just show you how this is following along. We come down, we push up, get rejected, came down, found support. So we might push up one more time, test this around 46,516. We'll come down to support. We'll get one more test of this possibly, and then we're going to come down. So this is what I'm saying. The next small drop is going to take place in less than 24 hours. The next major drop is going to take place in less than 5 days. That's an M1 chart. I'm going to show you that in just a minute. This is the H1 chart. And I talked about this in the last video. And I was also talking about we were getting rejected at this right here, at this yellow line. And I said if we push up, your next resistance was this blue ring. I added fib circles to this chart. Now I did not expect us to go this high, but I said if we did, that was your target. Listen to what I said in this video. We're getting rejected right now at 46,691. Next resistance above is right here at this blue ring around 47,579. However, I do not believe we'll get that high again. And again, I didn't think we'd get that high because that was above the white line, but the fake out did push up. So I had H1 chart, C1 chart, C1 BG chart that gave you an ideal point to put in a short. So if you go back to this chart, you know, back here was when I was talking about if we push up. So that'd be 47,520. This ring is sloping down. But notice we hit this point at 47,390 or 47,400 and came down. So you can see, that's what I'm saying, when you have all 3 charts in confluence, you know when to short. So even though we got a fake out, we knew exactly where to put it in our short, as I showed you in those tweets previously. So this also ties into the Dow Jones, guys. So listen, smart money knows what's coming. I don't know if you've been keeping up with world events, but You got COVID cases on the rise in China. Inflation is out of control. You got this war going on with Russia. Look, there's a lot of stuff going on. And to me, I believe we are in a bear market. But if you notice this red line back here, this is where we kind of topped out, right? We came down. This was a hell of a drop for the Dow. We did push back up. We got rejected at this point, guys. I gave you points to short and long the Dow. But my point is right here, this was on, let me move this up so you can see it. This was on the 8th of November, right? So if we go back to the M1 chart, if you'll notice right back here, that is where we topped out. This is where we topped out right here. You can see this. This is 8th of November 2021. So, and what I'm trying to get across to you is Bitcoin follows the indices. I see these YouTubers, they just totally ignore what's going on with the indices, you know, the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ, just saying, oh, well, Bitcoin looks bullish, it's going to go higher. But guys, Bitcoin follows the markets. If the markets are down, Bitcoin's down. If the markets are up, Bitcoin's up. It seems more likely that we have a lot of downside for the markets. This is how I was able to call the top back here. Not only did I have a chart, let me get another brush tool. Not only did I have a chart showing that Bitcoin was about to top out, I also had a chart on the Dow Jones showing that we were about to top out. So the combination of these two made it very apparent that we had some downside. But again, we topped out here, and you can see the Dow topped out here. So my point is, in that last video, if you watched it, or at least a few videos back, I said, look, if we get above this orange ring, that is bullish up to this point on the Dow Jones at 36,659. If we cannot, then likely we're coming down to around 32,898. So that's what I'm saying. If you know what's going on with indices, you can chart the indices and know the direction. Look at the RSI. It's already angling down. And look at the MACD, about to curl over and come down. We have a lot of potential downside for the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ, which means it is likely we're coming down. And because we're at this M1 chart, as I showed you previously, every single time that we hit one of these lines in this fib channel, we get rejected and we come down. Again, we came down a total of 30%. We came down a total of 55%. We came down a total of 25%. Over here, we came down a total of 50%. And I'm telling you, this is the next fib channel line. I've been telling you to short for the past, I don't know, 2 weeks when we hit it, and we got rejected. And we are, I do believe that we're coming down to at least test the bottom of this, this pattern we broke up from. And once again, I stick with what I say, when we break this blue ring, that is when the capitulation begins. And if you get access to these charts, guys, I have your bottom targets down below and the exact dates. If we hit it on this date right here, this is on 6th of June 2022, I will buy there. If we break below it, I will buy at this point right here. This is on the 31st of July 2022. Your bottom targets are already mapped out. And I know this because how price respects these trend lines. Every time that I've showed you in the past, every time that we get a high or all-time high or when we peak, previous resistance, right, will flip as support, right? So this is your first target and the dates for that target. And because we're looking at possible downside for the indices, guys, you need to understand you can't just chart Bitcoin alone. You need to follow the U.S. markets and the global economy. But I do believe that we're coming down. Now, as far as the big drop, the time frame for that, well, you can see, as I've been telling you, this line right here, and that's why I have this right here showing you support and resistance. Notice we did get a wick above. We got a wick all the way up here, and then we came right back down below on the daily. So this is the current macro pattern we're in right now. This is your resistance, and this is your support. And I'm telling you, this is a bearish pattern. This is where I told you to buy. Statistically, every time we drop, wherever, if you're at support, if you buy on April 1st, typically we push up. So I gave you the point to short. I said to short right here. If you watched that original video, I said to short right here at 48,250, right? And so when we come down to support, the top of this pattern, this is where you'd buy. So you buy at 44,600, and when you get up to this point, this is where you short. So this is the pattern we're in. Your resistance is right here at 46,500. Your support is right here at 44,600. And the pattern we're in, you can clearly see this is a bearish pattern right here. So the time frame for that, we're on the daily, so we're looking at a possible break within the next, the apex is 7 days away. Typically you break before that, so I'm thinking within the next 5 days, this is how it's going to play out. You might get, I said a small drop, right? This would be your small drop. You might get one more test. This would be the last point to put in your short. And then I think we will break this point, come down, we might hold support, might push up. Hey, we might even make contact here. But once we break this point, I believe we're going to capitulate. And I believe we're already in a bear market, guys. We've been in a bear market since 69,000 for Bitcoin. And the indices, I mean, we topped out way up here, 36,700 for the Dow. I believe we have a lot of downside. And as I told you before, since we got rejected right here, it just makes sense that we're coming down. And if we drop this much with the Dow, remember all the markets move together. If the Dow is going to come down this much, that is a drop of, that's like almost 7%. And that means the S&P, the Nasdaq's coming down as well. And because we're at such strong resistance on the M1 chart, I believe that we are coming down. So again, I just want to make that very clear. Now let me give you price targets to pay attention to. So remember, guys, within the next 24 hours, based on this chart right here, within the next 24 hours, I expect a move. I believe we're coming to the downside. We'll be moving to the downside. And again, on the M1 chart, once we break this point, right, within less than 5 days, I think this is when we get this larger drop. So that's what I want to make you aware of. Remember, you can access these charts on the website. So let me give you price targets here. So you already know the price targets on the M1 chart. So let me go through these. So look, we did push up. This was a fake out. So look, your current resistance above, an ideal point to put in a short right here at 46,461. You can see your current support right here is 45,834. If you do break below that, your next support level is right here. A nice point to put in a long, 45,442. Let's go on to, this is the C1BG chart. So look, you can see how well we're respecting this channel. Ignore this. This right here was a fake out, and this was a fake out right here. The pattern we're in is, this is your resistance, right? This fib channel line, and your support is this blue fib channel line right here. So your current resistance to watch is right here. This is a point you put in short, 46,432. That's on par with what I just showed you on the C1 chart. You see we found support once, twice, 45,797. So your support right now is 45,844. If that breaks, your next support level below to catch a bounce, it's going to be right here around 44,700. I do not believe we're getting above this point. If somehow we did, though, you can see that we hit this right here at 47,000. We hit it again. This is where we all shorted in Discord and on Twitter, 47,450. So if we did push up, your next major resistance above is 47,645. But I think we're going to be heading down. Let's go on. So this is, I showed you that. So this is the H1 chart. So currently, this is your major resistance above on the H1 chart, this blue ring right here. Every time you hit it, we get rejected. Your next resistance above, you have this blue line that's been a lot of support and resistance. Plus you have this ring. Price has been respecting. Once we broke below this ring, we dropped. This is 46,737. So your next major resistance put in a short is 46,500. Do you see what's going on here? I had just showed you 3 charts showed your next point to short is around 46,500. So if we push up, that is where you short. You see currently your support on this chart right now is right here at 46,036. And if that breaks, your next major support below is going to be down here at 44,015. So that's how you play the charts, guys. So if you have the H1 chart, make sure you always have the H1 chart, the C1 chart, the C1BG chart. Whichever resistance and support levels are closer, that have that chart open. But if you have all 3 charts open and you see matching resistance levels on 3 charts, you know that is where you short. So we know 46,500 is the next point you short. And we know that we cannot get above this resistance right here. So again, I expect the next major move to happen, or next big move to happen, at least down to support, within 24 hours. We could get another push up, but again, within the next 5 days, a minimum of 5 days, I think we'll be breaking the support, come down to this point. And again, like I said, go back, watch previous videos. Once we break this blue ring, that is when we will capitulate. And your bottom targets are on the M1 chart. And guys, again, I use BitGet. The reason I use BitGet is because they are legal in the U.S. They have a license. They're registered in the U.S. So you do not need to use a VPN to mask your IP address. You can do up to 125 times leverage. I would not suggest doing that. They also have a USDT demo where you can do pretend trading. They give you like I think $6,000 or $7,000 worth of fake money to trade with, so you can practice. And then when you're ready to actually do real trades, this is where you do it. You trade with USDT. So give them a try, guys. My Big 8 affiliate link is pinned in the first comment and description. And again, if you want to access these charts, website's oddworkcrypto.com. That link will be pinned in the first comment description as well. So just to recap, guys, expect the next major drop to happen in around, let's say, 5 to 6 days. And the current pattern we're in right here on the C1 chart, I believe that our next move will take place in less than 24 hours. And I do believe your first downside target to watch is around 44,700. Guys, that's it. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.